Yep, they lied. What it do? I'm Lumi and welcome to the Benchtop, where we explore our plastic planet. Now, depending on where you live, you've probably seen some of these at a local restaurant. This is a straw. I know, shocking, a straw at a restaurant. But hear me out. It's a special straw because unlike the other crappy straws you've used your entire life, this straw has a special ability written right on the label, 100% compostable. And when I saw the straw at a local bar, I thought, great, a business who actually cares about our plastic waste problem. Except, despite what this label says, this straw sucks just as bad as the other ones. No pun intended. When you hear 100% compostable, what do you think of? I know when I asked Morpheus, he seemed convinced he could take this straw home and put it in Craig's pot. Craig is the name of our still alive but not for long aloe vera plant. Like Morpheus, it's true that when most people think of compostable products, they probably are thinking the same thing. They can take this straw, throw it out, and trust that wherever it goes, it will eventually turn into dirt or something. But the truth is, it doesn't. A few weeks ago, I made a vid on the most widely used bio-based plastic in the world, PLA. But one of the most interesting things about PLA isn't that it's made from corn sugar, though that is still cool. It's that even though PLA is made from plants, it isn't all that biodegradable, at least not in the way you're probably thinking. In fact, all this bioplastic stuff is very confusing. If you look around, there are plenty of marketing campaigns that use terms like bio-based, compostable, biodegradable, or bioplastic. And to the average person, they probably think that all of these are the same. It means you can throw it in the trash, it's safer for the environment than the devil plastic, and it makes you feel better about not recycling. Unfortunately, you couldn't be farther from the truth, so let's start from the top. Bioplastics. Bioplastics are any plastic that is made from biomass. That means things like plants, wood, and vegetable oil, that sort of stuff. Unlike traditional plastics that are typically made from fossil fuels, bioplastics are made from renewable resources that we can grow or easily harvest. So at first glance, that sounds great. Stop using dead dinosaur juice and make plastic out of disgusting vegetables like cauliflower or something. Now that does sound like it could help our plastic waste problem until you realize the issue is plastic waste, not plastic production. The truth is, making plastic from plants doesn't help the main issue of plastic waste, even though it sounds like it should. By its definition, all bioplastics are bio-based since they have to come from natural renewable resources. So why aren't they biodegradable? Come to the Benchtop and I'll show you. On the Benchtop, I have a subscribe button. Not sure how this got here, but if you made it this far in the video, you should definitely subscribe for more awesome science episodes. Let me get this out of here. Anyways, on the Benchtop, I have two clear bottles, great for holding water or carbonated diabetes. This bottle on the left is made from PET, which is not considered biodegradable, but it is highly recyclable. Now the term PET stands for polyethylene terephthalate. It's a plastic that's made from crude oil and its chemical structure looks like this. Now this other bottle on the right is made from BioPET, and it's something you've probably seen pop up in the last few years. Instead of being made from crude oil like the left bottle, BioPET is largely made from sugarcane, so this BioPET must be better. Well, here's the chemical structure of BioPET. Seem familiar? It might be because they're the exact same. Don't get me wrong, where something comes from and how it's produced definitely matters. But in cases like this, the end result is still the same. This BioPET is no more biodegradable than this non-BioPET bottle. They both will last hundreds of years in the environment and they aren't disappearing anytime soon. In other words, just because you slap bio on something doesn't make it better. In fact, sometimes it could be worse. Not only do you end up with a product that doesn't degrade, sometimes the land, water, and CO2 output of producing that natural feedstock can be worse for the environment than just using fossil fuels. But I hear you. Lumi, that straw says compostable, not biodegradable. So maybe that plastic straw is different than those bottles. I have no idea what this plastic straw is made of since it doesn't tell me on the sleeve, but it's likely made from PLA, the same plastic I talked about right up here. PLA is a bio-based plastic made from plant sugars, usually corn sugar in most cases, and it's become an attractive alternative for food packaging as traditional synthetic plastics are being banned in more and more places. And that's because PLA is biodegradable, but that biodegradation comes with a pretty big asterisk. No, even bigger than that one. PLA has what's called an ester in its chemical structure. Esters are special because they're made from a carbon atom that's connected to two oxygen atoms, and this is super common in nature. So much so that nature has built enzymes that break these chemical bonds apart. Since PLA is literally held together with many of these ester bonds, it means it has building blocks that nature already knows how to disassemble. The problem is this only happens under the right conditions, and these conditions rarely exist in nature. In other words, PLA and esterases would love to get it on, but someone keeps playing baby shark to ruin the mood. For PLA to degrade, it needs to be an environment that has elevated temperatures around 60 degrees Celsius, proper moisture levels, and the right microorganisms. These are conditions your backyard composting bin will struggle to achieve, let alone some random environment in the woods somewhere. In fact, these types of compostable plastics can rarely be composted outside of an industrial composter, of which there are only about 200 in the US. And even of this small number, many of them still don't accept PLA plastics, since PLA can take months to start degrading even in the right conditions. In natural environments, PLA can take anywhere from 80 to hundreds of years to degrade. So even though the straw says it's 100% compostable, the reality is that's more of a technicality than the general rule. So if the straw isn't safe, what is? Not much if I'm honest. Right now, there are very few truly biodegradable commercial plastics. Most bioplastics that have bio-based or compostable labels may be better for the environment when kept in a controlled production and use cycle. But in the real world, they probably aren't much better than traditional synthetic plastics. But don't get me wrong, this shift towards more environmentally friendly products is a good thing. We just need to be more careful and not make assumptions about labels. The next time you see bio-based or compostable in a new marketing campaign, do a little digging and find out if those labels really mean anything at all. But hopefully this episode meant a whole lot to you. So please drop a like on this video and make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss any future episodes exploring our plastic planet. I'm Lumi, thanks for coming to the Benchtop, and remember, keep thinking.